Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, today we are strapping ourselves in, metaphorically speaking, and heading somewhere pretty unexpected for surf.
Definitely. Forget the usual spots like Bali or Hawaii.
Exactly. Our mission today is Oman, the Sultanate of Oman, historically known as Arabia Felix. We're chasing waves there.
And it's a fascinating deep dive because it really connects, finding physical geography, like these amazing empty waves, with the whole geopolitical situation. Stability is key.
Totally. And our main source for this is just fantastic. It's work documented by John Seton Callahan and the surfEXPLORE group.
That's right. It's from their new book, surfEXPLORE, Discovering New Surfing Locations Worldwide. It's published by Shipper Publishing.
And it's brilliant for pulling out these insights about exploration access and why some geographically perfect spots are still, well, waiting to be discovered.
And if you're interested in digging deeper yourself, the book's out there. You can find it pretty easily. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, W.H. Smith, Kinokuniya, lots of places.
Good to know. So, let's set the scene first. Oman. It's really different from its neighbors, isn't it?
Oh, radically different. You look at places sharing those same waters, like Somalia or Yemen.
Yeah, constant conflict, instability for decades.
Exactly. Perpetual civil war, deep tribal and religious divides, difficult places. But Oman, it's often called an oasis of peace. Real political stability.
And that stability plus, a really long coastline on the Arabian Sea.
Makes it perfect for an exploration project like this one.
Okay, so you've got stability, but the environment itself, getting there sounds intense. They started in Muscat, the capital. Good roads, apparently.
Yeah, well-engineered roads, but driving south through this incredibly barren desert landscape.
And the heat. The sources mention the heat quite a bit.
Unbelievably harsh.
Yeah.
We're talking temperatures consistently over 40 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
Midday sun.
Wow.
You quickly realize air conditioning isn't just comfort. It's basically essential for survival. It changes how you can even travel.
Like driving through an oven? Did they say what it was like if you, say, rolled down the window?
They did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a description that really sticks. Like putting your face right in front of a hairdryer set to maximum heat.
Oof. Scalding.
Yeah, a brutal blast. It just underlines how important that good road infrastructure is, to even make the journey possible in those conditions.
So with that kind of heat, timing your trip, your exploration, it must be absolutely critical, especially for waves in the Arabian Sea.
Oh, totally. They weren't just showing up hoping for the best. They were very strategic.
They aimed for May, I read. Why May specifically?
May is this really interesting meteorological sweet spot. The goal was to catch the early season long-period groundswell.
Okay, the powerful stuff rolling up from the Indian Ocean.
Exactly. That clean, organized energy that travels thousands of miles.
Yeah.
That's what makes for world-class waves.
But they had to balance that with the shorter period wind swell and get in before the monsoon.
Right. The local wind swell, generated closer by in the Arabian Sea, tends to be messier, choppier. They wanted that groundswell energy before the southwest monsoon properly kicks in, around June.
Because the monsoon just turns everything chaotic.
Pretty much. It turns the coast into this giant, unsurfable washing machine. So May was about maximizing the chances of finding those classic powerful waves in that brief window.
And their main target for this swell hunt was Masirah Island.
Yep. They had to drive down the coast and catch a ferry across.
Because the island sits right out there on the edge of the continental shelf.
That's the crucial geographical factor.
Right.
Deeper water closer to shore. It means that incoming swell energy is forced upwards more dramatically.
So the theory was bigger, more powerful waves on Masirah compared to the mainland?
That was the hope, yeah, based on the bath imagery.
Interesting. And the ferry trip itself sounds like it raised a few questions.
It did. It was apparently pretty uncrowded and almost exclusively locals.
Like merchants, shopkeepers restocking rice and cooking oil, that sort of thing.
Yeah, which immediately makes you think, why so few visitors? Are there restrictions they didn't know about? What's going on here?
That kind of isolation in a strategic spot often hints at something else, right?
Often, yes. It points towards some other function, maybe something low profile but important. And the sources do shed light on this.
The Air Force Base.
Exactly. The surfEXPLORE group, they sensibly stayed clear of it, but they noted the northern half of Masirah hosts this large Omani Air Force base. It used to be RAF Masirah.
Right. Returned to Oman back in the 70s.
1977, yeah. But its story didn't end there. It was apparently used quite a bit by the Americans later on.
And there's that really heavy geopolitical angle, too, suggestions it might have been used as a CIA black site?
That's what was reported.
Hmm.
A possible location for interrogating terrorism suspects before transfer to places like Guantanamo Bay. It's a stark reminder.
Wow. So the very stability that let the team explore safely.
Is the same stability that perhaps made it useful for these high-level global security operations. Geographically remote, but geopolitically central in a way.
Heavy stuff. So, understandably, the team focused their efforts elsewhere, the southern part of the island.
Yeah, they followed a new coastal road down there, and, it really paid off.
They found good waves.
Oh, yeah. Good quality beach breaks, several reef setups on the east side. They surfed there for about a week.
And the description is just empty, right?
Utterly empty. Just black basalt rocks, sand, the odd camel wandering by, and absolutely no other surfers. Miles of it.
Proof that real discovery is still out there.
Definitely.
But one of the most kind of quirky discoveries was about vehicles, wasn't it? Land Rovers.
Yeah, there's one of those amazing local details you only find by being there. The island is practically overflowing with vintage right-hand drive Land Rovers. Still running.
How did that happen?
Well, when the RAF pulled out in '77, they basically sold off their whole fleet of these classic Land Rovers to the locals for next to nothing.
Bargain prices.
Right. And the key is the climate. It's so incredibly dry there.
The desert preserves everything.
Perfectly. The vehicles, the parts, they just don't rust away like they would elsewhere.
That's incredible. So this relic of military history turns into
A thriving niche business. Several locals figured out they could sell these well-preserved vintage Land Rover parts online to enthusiasts all over the world.
from remote Masirah Island. That's an amazing side story. Unexpected global commerce.
Isn't it just a direct result of history and geography?
Okay, so after Masirah, the team headed back to the mainland.
Yeah, they drove north, crossing through the Wahiba Sands, which, by the way, sounds incredibly forbidding but also spectacularly beautiful. Dunescapes.
Heading towards Al-Ashkara, an old port town.
Ancient port town, yeah.
Yeah.
And this area was a bit more on the map, surf-wise.
So not total unknown territory.
Not completely. Al-Ashkara has several known good right-hand point breaks. Apparently, surfers from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, they make the trip down when the charts look promising.
Makes sense. A known quantity after the pure exploration of Masirah.
Exactly. A good base.
Yeah.
But, exploration rarely stops delivering surprises.
What did they find?
Well, they were driving the coast road. A swell had just started kicking in, and someone just spotted it. Off in the distance.
Spotted what?
A huge splash of water. Really distinctive, apparently.
Yeah.
Way bigger than normal wave spray.
Intriguing. Like a follow that splash moment.
Pretty much. So they pulled off, found a dirt track, and it led them right to the shoreline where there was this enormous rock. Just massive.
And they called it whale rock.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Because of the size and shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they realized what was happening. This giant rock was interacting perfectly with the swell and the local currents.
Oh, so.
There was a strong longshore current pushing sand, building up this perfect long sandbar right next to the rock.
Ah, so the swell hits the rock
Creates that huge slash they saw from the road.
and then peels down the sandbar.
Exactly. A fast, hollow, apparently perfect right-hander, just sitting there, undiscovered.
Wow. A brand new quality wave. Did they surf it much?
Oh, yeah. The sources say they basically lived there for several days, surfing this amazing new spot.
That's the dream, isn't it? Finding something like that.
Absolutely. And if you connect that find to the wider environment there, the Al-Ashkara area sounds incredibly rich, ecologically speaking.
Yeah, the sources mentioned abundant sea life.
Tons of it. Massive whale vertebrae just lying on the beaches sometimes, huge fish populations,
Yeah.
and lots and lots of sea turtles.
The turtles sound like a real highlight and kind of a conservation success story.
Definitely. Every morning, the evidence was right there on the beach. Fresh tracks. Female turtles coming ashore during the night, digging nests, laying eggs.
Amazing to see.
But here's the crucial part. Culturally and ecologically, the team made a specific observation.
What was that?
Unlike in some other parts of Asia, say Malaysia or Indonesia, where turtle eggs, or even the turtles themselves, are often harvested.
Right, which can devastate populations.
Exactly. But here, in Oman, the local people showed basically zero interest in gathering the eggs or catching the turtles for food or for their shells.
So a kind of cultural respect or maybe just lack of tradition for harvesting them?
Whatever the reason, that lack of pressure is critical. It allows the turtle population to thrive and reproduce successfully. It's a really significant detail about the local culture and stewardship.
It really speaks volumes. So, okay, let's try and pull this all together. Weeks of exploration.
From the quirky Land Rovers on Masirah to the thriving turtles near Al-Ashkara.
The underlying theme seems to be Oman's stability, doesn't it? Politically, economically.
Absolutely central to the whole narrative. It really is, as the sources suggest, a rare success story in a very troubled region.
Great infrastructure, relatively low corruption noted.
Civil liberties that aren't common elsewhere nearby. It all adds up.
And that stability directly impacts things like tourism, right? It makes it a viable, welcoming place.
For sure. It means the future looks pretty bright for the visitor industry. And crucially for this exploration, it provides safe and reliable access.
Access to what they found, that large number of surf spots and empty waves,
Yep.
both on Masirah and near Al-Ashkara.
Exactly. The potential is huge because the foundation is solid.
Which brings us to a final thought, something for you listening to maybe chew on after this deep dive.
Yeah, consider this. How much does that deep-seated political and geographical stability actually enable this kind of niche discovery?
Think about it, those pristine, empty waves they found. Would they even be accessible, let alone safely surfable?
If Oman didn't have the infrastructure, the relative peace, the stability that John Seton Callahan and the surfEXPLORE group documented, it's worth considering the connection.
A really powerful question. Just a reminder, this deep dive drew heavily from the work of John Seton Callahan and the surfEXPLORE group, found in their fantastic book, surfEXPLORE. Discovering new surfing locations worldwide. Definitely check it out. Until next time.